Hi everybody, Maggie back again with the We Are Memory Keepers punch boards. We just went over the envelope punch board and now we are going to take a look at the gift box punch board. This is another super spectacular tool that you can use, and just like with the envelope punch board, this board has the directions right on the board itself, so you don't have to worry about ever losing any directions. It's got them all right here for you. You can make box sizes from 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 inch all the way up to 10 inches, 10 inches square, depending on the size of paper you have. Now, most of us probably don't have a whole lot of paper that is 30.5 inches by 30.5 inches, but in case you do, you can make a box with this little board. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to show you right now how to make a box that is 4 by 4 by 4, because I bet a lot of us have 12 by 12 paper sitting around. This is from Heidi Swapp's Wanderlust collection, and this is the paper that we are going to make a 4-inch square box out of. Let me just take you on a little trip around this punch board so that you see exactly what we're doing. You see here that this punch board, like the envelope punch board, tells you what size paper you need, what box size you will get from that paper, and exactly where to start and how to make your creases. As soon as you have your first little punch and crease made, the rest is easy. You just continue to go around your paper just like you did with the envelope punch board and follow the directions. It's really not hard. So what we're going to do is, this punch board, like the envelope again, has a little space for your tool, your folding tool, for your score tool. Thank you, I forgot what I was thinking of. And with this board, unlike the envelope board, the bigger the paper you use, if you use paper that is actually over, I don't know, looks like probably about 8 inches, it's got a little extender here so that you can continue to make your creases all the way to the end of your paper. So this is what we're going to do. We have got, like I said, a 12 by 12 piece of paper. This tells us that our start line is extra large, and here we have right here, start line extra large, and our diagonal line will be extra large. So what we do with this is we put our paper right in here. We kind of work at an angle with this one. We line up our left side with the extra large start line, and we make our punch right like that. Now we'll come in and we'll make a fold line right down here. So we make our vertical line first, our horizontal line second, and our diagonal line third. So you just have to feel the way that these little creases go, or these little lines right here in the board, and then you just use your little scoring tool and they'll fit right in there. Now once you have these 3 lines, your vertical, your horizontal, and your diagonal, you're going to turn the paper 90 degrees. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so we line up our start line with the extra large. We make our punch. We run our vertical line, our horizontal line, and our diagonal line at the extra large. And we're just going to run that diagonal line right until it runs into the horizontal line. That's where it stops, right here, and that's exactly how we're going to do it on our paper. So now we turn another 90 degrees and we punch, make our vertical line, our horizontal line, and our diagonal line. You'll see that just like with the envelope punch board, we have two little markers right here where we will make our score lines, 2 little markers right on the punch board, and this is where we line up our tool. It will get us going right in the correct direction. If we just line up your little scoring tool with the edges on the punch. So we've made 3. Let's make one more. Line that up with our extra large, make our punch, make our vertical line. Okay, vertical line, horizontal line, and our diagonal line. Okay, so now we have everything done on the right side of the paper. I'm saying the right side, the side with the design, or the design that we're going to use is the outside of our box. Now we are going to flip over our paper. You can see how all of our fold marks were put in here. All of our creases are in here. Now we are going to do the exact same thing with the paper upside down, but because our fold lines are already made, we do not have to do the fold lines again. All we have to do are the punches. So we're going to do that punch, and we turn the paper 90 degrees and make another punch, and turn the paper 90 degrees, make another punch, and one more time, make one more punch. So now we should have 8 punches in our paper, 2 on each side. Now we're going to go back, and in order to close our boxes when they're finished, we are going to add a little punch to each of our corners. Let me show you what this does. Just like with the envelope punch board, you have the reverse punch that rounded the corners of your envelope. This reverse punch puts in a little notch when it rounds the corner. So you can see the little notch right here. We're going to do that to all 4 of our corners, and these are the little notches that will fit together to keep our box closed. So we'll do that with all 4 sides. Okay, now our box is set to fold. I'm going to move the punch board out of the way. I'm going to turn my paper over, and you can see all my little punches here, all the little punch outs. What I'm going to do now, this inside square, looks like a diamond here, I guess it looks like a square here, will be the bottom of our box. You can see right here, that square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold, pre-fold all of these folds so that they give us nice clean edges. And using my folder, I'm just going to go over those edges so they're nice and sharp. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. And then I'm going to go back and I am going to fold in. These will be the little flaps that keep our box closed, and we're just going to pre-fold those so that they're nice and cleanly folded. These I don't always use the folder for. Those are a little bit easier to get nice and clean. Okay, so now we've got this right here. You'll see that we still have diagonal folds in the sides of our paper. Now these are a little bit different. What we're going to do with those diagonal folds is actually pinch those in. So now you can see kind of how our box is coming together. See, this will be the corner of our box. Okay, so we've got this here, and what you can do is you can adhere your sides. I like to adhere mine just so the box is a little more sturdy. Now you certainly don't have to. When you've got all those pinched in, you will have your box just like this, a beautiful little 4x4 box where you can connect your sides just like this. These little notches fit right into each other. I always have a tiny bit of trouble doing these last 2 sides, but it does work, and it keeps my box closed nicely. So we've got our box just like that. Now that is not adhering any of the corners. So if you put a gift in here and you give that to someone, fantastic. They can open that right up, and there's their box. Now I'm going to show you really quick how I like to adhere these. So what I do is I turn my paper back over, and I will just take, this is my Basil Marathon Runner, and I like to put one line of adhesive just down one side of where my diagonal lines are. So this is the part of the box that we just pinched together like this. So I like to run adhesive just down one side on all 4 of what will become our corners. Like that. And then I will go back and I will re-pinch them. So now they are, if you look in here, they will be, these 2 pieces of paper will be adhered together. Can you see that in there? So we'll do that with these, and this will adhere these corners. Just want to go over that, pressing those together firmly. And then I want to adhere these and this final corner. Okay, so now that that is done, I like to go another step further. I then like to glue down these extra pieces of paper so that they're not in the way, so that I have an actual 4x4 box and I don't have to worry about all this paper getting in the way. So what I will do is I take my glue and I just put a little bit of glue on one side, and then just a little glue on just the tab on the overlapping side. And press down firmly. What I'm doing in here is I'm just pushing down on the table on here so that they stick to each other. And then I turn the box over and do the same exact thing on this side. Add some glue there and add some glue on the top up there. Push down so that those stay sealed to the side of the box. And then we have a nice sturdy box, 4x4 box, just like this, that we can close up again. Just like this. There we go. Isn't that just so cute? Now, you can take your little box. This is a box that I made with a piece of 6x6 paper. This is from Pink Paisley's Bella Rouge collection. And I just added a little minked flower to the top. How darling would this be if you were giving a little piece of jewelry, or maybe a little petit-four at a wedding, some sort of little gift. But what's so neat is that with your designs, because they have done such an awesome job with these measurements, I mean, that looks like a cute little professional box. Look at how everything lines up so perfectly. So you can make boxes with it. If you just have 12x12 paper sitting around, you can make boxes from this size to this size, 1 3/4 inches square, all the way up to 4 inches square. You can fit an awful lot of awesome things in these 2 size boxes. I think it's just spectacular, especially with wedding season coming around. Little gifts that you can give, little favors at parties. Use kids' paper, and you can make each of the kids a little box like this. Fill it with candy at a candy bar. The ideas are endless. The possibilities are endless. And because you can use whatever paper and whatever embellishments you like, these projects are, projects are completely unique, completely you. And I think that's just awesome. So go get yourself a couple of these punch boards. I guarantee that you will use them, because we're always giving gifts. We're always writing thank you notes. We're always writing letters to people. It's just who we are, right? All of us crafty girls got to stick together. So, okay, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for taking a look at these punch boards today. Talk to you soon.